Hey guys, Jazz back with another video. In this video, we got a PSA submission. Finally, I think these cards are going on a year since I actually sent them, but they were checked in December. So technically it's not a year because they go off of when the card was actually checked in. But these cards were sent out in September. So pretty much been a year since I've seen these cards. And obviously with the cards you're gonna look at, these are cards I probably wouldn't even buy nowadays, let alone send to get graded. Again, a lot of things has changed in a year. The market has gone down, specifically on cards such as you're going to see a lot of these cards. I mean, we're still going to make a profit because the grading was so cheap. This is $12 a card for grading. I think the whole submission for 58 cards is like $700 something. So not terrible, not bad in terms of the grading price. Again, we would have chose better cards. We'll probably seen a lot more ROI, or maybe got a little faster service and got the cards back way before this when they had a lot more value. But again, cards even like this, like, $12 to get graded. Steph Curry, pink camo MVPs goes for like 60, 80 bucks. Again, I paid like $1 or $2 for this card. $12 grading, so under 20 bucks, and the card, triple, quadruple in value. You still could make a lot of money if you're, sending in the right cards. And at that grading price, I mean, which we probably would never see again, $12 to get cards graded from PSA. But for any grading company at this point. So again, I think I got a 90% gem rate, so got a really great eye. And a lot of the all the cards that did get a 9, I pretty much in the video when I sent these cards out, did a video, video before I sent these cards out, and I pretty much every card that got a 9, I pretty much talked about the chances of that card getting a 9 or not. So pretty much I think spot on grading. I would say by PSA 90% gem rate. Going forward, I'm just trying to liquidate because from what I see, I have a really good eye. Submissions going forward, you're gonna see how, a lot of people comment on PSA, they got really strict on grading and this, that, and a third. I think it's more of people just started sending in worse cards. So that's what's going to happen to me. I already know in future submissions I'm going to hit hard because I was sending a lot of cards that I'm like, oh, I'm okay getting a 9 here, 9. If you're okay getting a 9, some of those 9s are going to be 8s because you might miss something, I've still this is the second submission I've actually done all by myself. Like I expect the cards 100% and sent them in. First one was 80%, this one's 90%. So I have a pretty good eye. But obviously I know that in future submissions I was very lenient on the cards I was sending in, and there's gonna be some 8s and stuff that I have not gotten yet, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot more 9s. My gem rate is gonna be way down again because I was sending in cards that I was like, oh, I'm okay getting a 9 right here, because the cards were going for so much as 9s that you're like, fuck it, $12 to get graded, pay $5 for the card. Even if I get a 9, I'm selling for 30, 45. Like, it makes no sense to just send it even if it's gonna get a 9. So a lot of that was going on. I think a lot of that went on with a lot of people, and they just, a lot of people just don't know themselves well enough to know or remember, because, it was so long to get these cards back. They probably don't even remember. So let's just start off. This stack is football. This is all basketball. This is some more basketball. The rest of it is basketball. We're starting off with a Chronicles. You're going to see a lot of Chronicles. This is something I wouldn't even buy now. But again, it's something I went and got graded. Darius Slayton, press proof. This one is numbered to 35. So again, most of these cards will be numbered. Like some of the stuff like this, especially football, it's going to be a lot of number stuff. It's probably stuff, sets that I probably normally would stay away from. But some of the stuff is numbered, so it should be able to make profit. Again, a couple dollars for this card, $12 to grade it. I should be seeing some, money back in that. Similar to this one, this is a DK Metcalf. I think that's like a purple, is it? Yeah, purple. Says it up there. This one's numbered to 49. Again, a card I paid a couple dollars for, $12 to get graded. And this card should sell really well because like one number to like 149 or something like that, as a SGC 10 to like 1 something. So this card is probably like a $200 card. I mean, maybe it's 150, maybe 250. But again, if the SGC of a higher numbered one goes for 100 something, this one has to be like $200 something in my opinion. Again, DK is hot. I think this, I like the Gridiron Kings. I like this set a lot. That's probably one of my favorite sets out of that one. And again, a lot of these cards are cards I wouldn't even buy. No, we're going to stick to that same energy. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. This is a PSA 10. The good thing is that I got so many 10s in football. I got all 10s. So that helps a lot. Some of these players, like I knew JJ. Again, these were before the season of last year. I bought all these cards. It's like the summer of last year. So again, this is before their sophomore year. Guys, I think it was like a 1st or 2nd round pick. I bought this one and another numbered one for $1 at auction. And I won multiple auctions from that dealer. So again, I paid like for 3 cards, I paid like $1.50 for all 3 cards. Again, this is a tie-dye, and this orange. He doesn't have any other. He only has concourses. He doesn't have. So this was numbered to 49, and this was numbered to 25. He doesn't have like Premier or field level. He only has concourse. So these are the only numbered cards from that set that you'll get from him. Again, even he's not even doing that well. I think I should be able to make profit again, because I'm pretty much only into these for the grading fees. So for 12 bucks, I think for a tie-dye or something like that, just, I probably wouldn't run these at auction. I would just have them out there for a certain price, and just, have a collector of his or somebody who likes the Eagles or something like that, just pay a couple dollars for them. Again, nowadays at cheapest, it's gonna be like $30 just to get a card slab, and this is a slab 10 numbered, low numbered of a player. I think I should be able to get more than $12 for that. And obviously $12 what I paid. This is Gardner Minshew. A lot of this is Chronicles, basketball and football. A lot of Chronicles, something I wouldn't even touch right now. Luckily, I did really good at grading these cards. Like I was evaluating these cards. And a Drew Lock right here. This is a base of the Gridiron Kings. I love that Gridiron King set. Ever since he was announced not to be the starter, this went down, but this was going for a decent amount as well for Drew Lock. Again, I'm like $15, $17 into this card. I'll probably just wait on all my Drew Lock stuff until eventually I believe he'll be the starter sometime this season, and his card prices will go up, and that's when I'll move most of my Drew Lock. We got 3 of those Gridiron Kings right here. And this one is actually numbered to 199. I think this is the one I was talking about, the DK, the 199, that SGC 10 that went for like $100-something. Again, that's a numbered one right there. Should go damn man a little bit more. This is a Kyler Murray Phoenix QB Vision red. Again, another set, another, something I probably wouldn't buy, even though the Mahomes of like Phoenix and stuff like that do really well. And again, this is a color match, red on red, but this is an insert, is not the regular base. So again, keep that in mind. This is not a regular one, but again, number 299, color match. Kyler Murray comes out doing well. This card should sell for pretty good money. Again, the number stuff of Kyler Murray like this, I've moved for like $100-something to $200-something. So again, this is a card I probably paid like 10, 15 bucks for, $12 grading when we're into like 30 bucks. Those are cards you'll do really well. Again, the right players, you'll do really well. Again, this one is numbered as well. This is red again, red on red. It is just a number and the little football sign that actually turned out to be red. But this is 199 red. Again, I love Gridiron Kings. Color match right there. So that card should do really well. Similar to this, I've sold some of these for like $80 to $120. So again, we got a couple of these. Daniel Jones Studio, PSA 10. Another Daniel Jones Studio. This is the red one, PSA 10. Again, it is a color match to the Giants, so it's pretty nice. We got Crusades, which does come out of Rookies and Stars. Unlike in basketball, the Crusades is out of Chronicles, comes in Chronicles. So I like the Crusade set. Then we got 3 of these. These are all from the Phoenix, and this is the same one I got Kyler Murray, but this one's pink, number 2, 199. And we got all 3. We got the QB Vision insert, we got the Rookie Rising insert, and we got the regular base one to note 199. So again, all 3 variations, all 3 PSA 10s. Nice little, you could probably sell them as a lot since they're all, the same color variation, everything like that. Somebody might find a little extra value in that. So I don't know, maybe I just run them at auction or something like that, but we'll see. Another Daniel Jones. This is the Luminous. A lot of shine on this card. I really like the Luminous set in Chronicles football. That's probably my favorite set out of it. That and the Titans I really like. Again, PSA 10. Not too special there. We got another Daniel Jones. This is red. Again, color match. Rookies and Stars. I believe this is numbered to 75. Again, those are cards, nothing big, but again, like a $5, $10 card plus $12 grading. So I'm like $20 into the card. Again, this is a card I probably sell north of $100. So easy. Another Luminous. This is green. This one is numbered to 49. Daniel Jones. Another Daniel Jones Silver. Premier PSA 10. I think think, sent a bunch of my cards to prop scene, a lot of Daniel Jones, stuff like that. So I'm going to hold on some of this and actually move it into the season, maybe. Probably send more to prop scene, but by the time he has it up, by the time I send it and he has it up, it'll probably be a couple weeks into the season anyway. The season starts tomorrow, so his stuff. Hopefully, the Giants, I think, have a pretty easy schedule in the beginning of the season. I think they have a chance to start 3-0. So that might give a boost to a lot of his stuff. This one is numbered to 99. Again, red. It is color match. They do have red. Blue is more their uniform color, but they do. I like when the red, like, it matches the secondary color more. I think it pops a little bit more than it's kind of obnoxious when the whole uniform is red and then the red. Like, it depends on the card though, because the whole card red and the uniform is red, it kind of looks obnoxious. But if like the whole uniform is red and a little red on it, I kind of like it. So this, if his whole uniform is red with a little red, it'll make more sense. When it's like the whole uniform, I like it to pop a little bit with the whole card being red. If the whole card was red and then a little bit of red on the uniform. Now we're gonna get to some of the basketball. Again, a lot of Chronicles. Zion Williamson, again, a card I probably pay like $5 to $10 for. So let's say I'm $20 into this card as a PSA 10 cents for like 60 bucks. Again, tripling your money. Nothing crazy, but again, it adds up if you keep, again, triple, quadruple your money again. Zion Luminance. Again, these will go for a lot more months back, but should be able. These are the cards that I'm probably gonna like. This one, I don't know, it's probably barely making profit even as a PSA 10. Luminance, PSA 10 right there. PSA 10 again of Chronicles. This is the pink. This is like one of the blaster or one of the exclusives from one of the retail products, the pink. We got the Phoenix, the same card. This one is red. This one is numbered to 149. Nice little card right there. Again, should do well in some of these, but then you have cards like this, Kobe White. This is a PSA 10, luckily. It's a Crusade base. This card probably sells for around 15 to 20 bucks. So again, barely breaking even with the 10. Luckily, we have the eye to catch it. But again, that's why now what I'm going to focus on is liquidating and going after big cards that sell for thousands of dollars of PSA 10s. And I'm going to just, just churn out submissions. I think I do have a really good eye for grading, especially I know when I'm like, okay, this card is more of a 9. And you're going to see some of my submissions later. But these are cards that for the most part, I thought were 10s. And the ones that are going to get 9s are cards I pointed out that, I'm going to send anyway because they have good value. It wasn't like a base. I wouldn't send a Rui base like this if it had a chance to be a 9. Like, I'm not sending a base card like that. All the base cards like this, you're all gonna see these low value base cards like this. They're gonna get 10s on mine. You're gonna see all these. But again, once you start to see some of the like numbered cards or the silvers and stuff like that, I might be a little bit more lenient on those. This is a Cam Reddish of the same set. We got some RJ Barrett's, Crusades. You see a lot of this. I think I went to a phase that I was buying a lot of RJ Barrett, like 3 of these. This is the silver version. I bought a lot of these, but a lot of them came, pretty bad. So again, I turned down a lot of these. This is a nice one. I'm not sure how much the silver ones go for, but I think I should be able to make, a little profit on the base ones. The silver ones should sell for a little bit more. Here's another silver one. A lot of Chronicles. And this is one of those, like, the silver is a silver. It's a little bit off center, I think, top to bottom, but the rest of the card was okay. So I think this is the one card I probably was not expecting to get a 9 on. Out of the whole submission, this is probably the one card. I wouldn't have sent this in thinking I was going to get a 9. I thought I was going to get a 10 on that one. Like, similar to this, like, PJ Washington. It is numbered, whatever, but, I'm expecting, if I'm sending a PJ Washington card, I'm expecting I'm going to get a 10. A Tyler Hero Flux, I'm expecting I'm going to get a 10. I'm going to get a 10. I'm sending these cards thinking that's a base one. This is actually a silver one. Flux, PJ Washington, Flux, pink Rui Hachimura. And these cards did have like a little mark that I mentioned in the video, but every single Rui Hachimura, I bought like 10 of these, the base, any color ones, they all had that little mark on it, so I think they let it slide. So that's the pink one. This is the silver one. I like Flux as well in this set. This is one of my favorite sets out of Chronicles in basketball. This is the green, one of the rare retail colors. I think is the green. So green, RJ Barrett. This is the silver version, Flux RJ Barrett. This one did get a silver, and again, this is one you can easily see top to bottom. A lot of these hometown heroes were really badly centered, especially when you have borders on each side. You can clearly see what top to bottom was really bad. Kind of expecting a 9 on that one, but again, it was a silver, and at that time, those cards did sell well. They're not selling as, which most cards aren't selling as well. This is a red. See, this one, I think the card becomes a little bit obnoxious because normally this card has this red. So when the border's red, it kind of like, I don't like it as much because I think it's just a little bit too OD. But again, RJ Barrett, PSA 10. This one is numbered to 149. I think this card looks a lot better, cleaner, especially, well, obviously it's a color match. It just pops with the blue, with the red on the outside and the blue on the border, and then the blue uniform. This card just pops. PSA 9. This one is numbered to 99. Really beautiful card. But again, the card I knew going in was most likely going to get a 9. It was really off center, top to bottom, and I was okay with getting a 9. This is Prism. This is actually Chronicles because KD was still in the Warriors uniform in the regular Prism. So in Chronicles, they updated some of the cards. Again, the card I expect to get a 10. I think they should do pretty well, especially going into the season. That was his first Nets, Prism card. Again, a card I expect to get a 10. Stephen Curry. This is a card I knew that the centering. So sometimes they don't, but the centering you could tell was off. I could tell it was off, but I was like, I'm gonna send it anyway. Because at this time, I think the PSA 10s of these were going for like $100 and something, and it would still make sense. I paid like $2 or $3 for the card, $12 grading, like $15, $16. Even the 9s were going for like $30 at the time, so I'm like, it still makes sense. And even if it's a 9 now, I'd probably still make I'll probably break even at that point. So still not bad. I'm not sure what the 9s go for, but maybe I'll be able to break even because I'm only like $15, $16 into this, so probably could still break even as a 9 at current market. But again, going into it, I knew the centering, this should be a little bit more even where the name goes to the bottom and the top and the bottom to here. This one is really thin and it's thick on the bottom, so it's really pushed up the card, so it is off-centered. But again, maybe some of the graders don't know that as much and they just inspect everything else and don't look for centering on this card. That can happen sometimes because I see a lot of off-centered ones as 10s because maybe some of the graders don't actually know where the cues are, to see the actual centering on those cards. I got a Matisse Thybulle Silver, PSA 10. This is a Premier. Nice looking card. I like the Premiers. This is another one that I knew going in was probably going to get a 9. This is a Gold Wave Romeo Langford. This card still sells really well. I think it's like, I'm not sure. Last time I checked, it was somewhere around $100. Give or take $20 for the Gold Wave Premier. But going into it, I knew that the corners, it had a couple of soft corners. I was like, this is not going to probably get a 10, but I was comfortable with a 9. That's what we got. But again, I think I'm going to show you which ones I got bought all together and what I paid for on some of these cards. Then we got some Darius Garlands. This is the red Prism, not numbered, PSA 10. This is a Disco. Again, this is more like the centering should be. You see how it's closer to the bottom, basically around the same thickness. PSA 10. It's another PSA 10 hollow. It's the third one I have. I think the third one I have of these. It's a PSA 10 Impact Revolution. This one is numbered to 149. Really nice looking card. I like how that pops. I like a lot. I think Revolution is one of the more underrated sets. I think just because, like, I think their parallels look really nice. I think they're really undervalued. We got the Fast Break Purple, PSA 10 Darius Garland. This is one I was iffy on, might get a 9 because the centering is not perfect on that one. This one I was for sure was going to get a 10. I even said in a video, I guarantee this card is going to get a 10. I mean, the center was just, to me, perfect. And it's like the corners were sharp. The edges were super sharp. Like, this card just looked amazing. It's one of the best looking in terms of, like, the concourse for basketball. Like, the edges and everything were, like, just so immaculate. Like, this is one of the best sets I've seen. The only thing that you would have to worry about is surface scratches or centering on these cards. Another Darius Garland. This is the die cut maroon. I do have a PSA 10 of this. This is number 175, and again in the video I mentioned is thin up here, thick at the bottom. And then on the side right here, thin and thicker on this side. I said this was most likely gonna get a 9, but again, a numbered Darius Garland. I was okay with it. Card I paid like, I think I bought 2 of these for like $10. I'm like less than $20 into it. It sells for a lot more than that as a 9 even in current market. So that's pretty good. And this is the big card of the submission right here. This is a PSA 10. This is my second gold die cut PSA 10 of this card. I have both of the 10s, and the only other one graded is an 8. So again, this is a card that I thought, top to bottom, this one's this thing is better than the maroon left to right, but top to bottom is about the same, a little bit better, but about the same as that one. This is a card I said can also potentially be a 9 or even an 8 if they don't like the corners, because again, they might not like one of the corners or not, but I did think this one was better than the 10 that I did send before. So I did think this card was in better submission, but again, a different grader was going to grade it, so I didn't know which way it would go. So yeah, like this card, and I think I got some silvers of Darius Garland. I paid $140 when I picked these up, and a lot. This one, it was like 3 or 4 silvers of his. Again, that's nothing. This card right here is probably, you know, I'm gonna see. I think I sent it to Prop Scene, so this is gonna get run at auction pretty soon. If somebody's interested in one of these, it will get run at auction pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. So, you know, I mean, this card right here, I think pays for all the submission grading, $700 something by itself, in my opinion, or at least these three do. So again, $140. I think I paid for an auction this and some silvers. So really $100. So I think I sold the silvers for more than $40. So let's just say $40. For $100, I bought these 3 cards. 2 of them got 10s. Should do really well on those. A couple other ones that I could show you, which I bought together, you know, cheap deals. I think I got this one. I think for $60, I got these 3 cards. Plus, I got one of these of DeAndre Hunter as well that I'm selling raw. It's going to go up on Prop Scene as well. And another card as well. It was 5 cards, I know. It was this one. It was $60, and there was the same fast break number to 95 of DeAndre Hunter for this one. So again, you know, the DeAndre Hunter is probably gonna stuff like $20, $30 by itself. So $30 for these cards, ungraded, and then probably like $60 into this graded. Again, I think all these cards will probably go for more than $60 on their own. So again, when you send, I wish I would have sent more cards like these, select, you know, cards like these, than sending, you know, a lot of the, you know, the Crusades and all this stuff. I mean, I wish I would have took more advantage and, you know, been more heavily into these selects, stuff like that. I mean, it was a little bit more expensive, but not as much, and these hold way more value. These are the type of cards you want to be sending, not particularly the players, but the type of cards you want to be sending in. Optic, Select, Prism. I think those are the cards you want to try to stick to, and not as much as, you know, these mosaics, these you know, I like the Revolution, but some of these cards, you know, the Optic is nice, but, you know, I would say, like, yeah, definitely stay away from these type of cards. These are the type of cards you probably will never be seeing get graded by PSA again with the grading cost of PSA. It is what it is, but, you know, I'm still gonna make profit on some of these cards because I did get such a high gem rate. But if I would have got slaughtered with the gem rate and I would have got like a 40 or 50% gem rate, you know, it wouldn't have been as profitable of a submission. But again, since we did so well with 90% gem rate, so yeah, going forward, that's probably my thing, is to like go back to grading, and even spending that $150 grading fee. If I'm getting like big cards, buy like, you know, 5 or 6 big cards at a time, send them off to get graded, and when they come back, as long as I'm hitting at least a 50% gem rate, that should be very, you know, very profitable. If you know, you're sending the right cards at that current price. You know, I think at least has to be like a $1,500 to $2,000 PSA 10 for me to actually send it at that level, for me to feel comfortable. And as long as I have a pretty good eye, which I do think I have, I should be able to, you know, do that and try to, and obviously also look for cards I think are going to grow in value. So get them raw of a player who I think is going to increase in value. So not only am I increasing the value by getting it as a PSA 10, hopefully by the month that passes, his card value will naturally rise on its own. Plus, I get a PSA 10, which multiplies the value of the card. So that's what I'm gonna look into doing in the future in the hobby. Because right now, the inconsistency, like I like buying graded, but again, you don't see that boom factor that pretty much I paid like $70 for this, got a PSA 10, I'm $90 into this card. This card probably like a $600 to $1,000 card. You don't see that type of boom, like 6, 7, 8x nowadays on the current market with buying graded cards already. I mean, you can see maybe a 3 or 4x if you're lucky, but grading is where you see the huge profit margins. So that's what I'm trying to get back to. I still have like 3 submissions still pending, so interested in those. Again, the gem rates will not be as good because, again, I started being a lot more lenient on the cards I was sending, knowingly sending cards that I knew would get 9s. So that should go down. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below. Till next time, guys.